Good day. Today we're going to be learning about the quote and block quote elements. Okay, let's do the easy one first. A quote element is really simple. It's just a Q in brackets, and of course with the end slash. So I'm going to go ahead and look through sort of our page for where there's a quote. Okay, so we said here there's actually a quote from Lao Tzu. It says sort of a joking quote, but say, a journey of 1,000 miles. Usually the quote goes, begins with a single step. He sort of changed it up and said a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one Segway. Ha ha, ha 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 ha. Bad stuff. Anyways, what we're going to do is, you see here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a quote bracket. Okay, so to do that, bracket, Q, okay, and then bracket, close. Excuse me, yeah, close quote. What that does is that will it depends on the browser you have. Some of them will automatically add quotation marks around that. Then I'm going to go ahead and add them, and actually you should have when you had done it. But well, actually, let's see what happens with Safari, because with Firefox it didn't do it, but we'll check it out. Let's see here. So that's the one on the desktop. Let's go ahead and check to see if that does add add the quotes. Yep, it does. So there we go. So the Q, at least with Safari, the Q, the quote element adds a sort of quotation marks around it. So that's nice. So again, that's what that. Now, what happens is, if we go back to that page, when we put that quote is, if you want to put a quote that is in line with the text, meaning it doesn't break out, you're going to use the Q element, just the quote element. Now, with this one here, there's Burma Shave. Now, Burma Shave back in the day was a situation of these billboards in random places where it'd be one after another, like sort of with a haiku, I guess, with a poem. Well, on different billboards. Well, in this one we see here, like, I want it to be set up so that each of these sort of bits of the quote, passing cars when you can't see may get you a glimpse of eternity. Well, I want that to be sort of like out of line, okay? So to do that, we're going to use the block quote. So let's go ahead back here. Let's find that HTML. So there we go. Now remember, with I'm going to go ahead and just put a space here. If I would save that, that's not going to change anything. Okay, that's not going to change anything. It's not. Okay. What we need to do is we need to add block quote. So let's go ahead. Let's do a block quote. Okay, and then let's put a close block quote at the end. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Now we're almost there yet, but not quite. So let's go ahead and refresh that. It's good, but I want it to be, again, like the HTML in that, like, it's not specifying if there should be any space between these. I want one on each line, and to do that, we're going to be using an element, tagged within. Another thing is called nesting. Okay. So what we want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and just put these on different lines. Passing cars when you can't see. Let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to get rid of these like commas now because we don't need them. Okay, I'm going to put here just like this. Let's save it, and actually let's refresh it. Like, there should not be any difference. See, there's no difference, even though in our code we've got all that space there. We've got to do something here. We've got to add what's called a line break. Okay, manually specify that line break. So let's go ahead here, BR. Now, BR is an element. Okay, a BR, if you really wanted to, you could put a close bracket, like after each one, you could do but there's no need to. okay? Because when a BR contains no content. So let's look at this a second. Let's do one more BR. Let's save that and let's see what we've got. And you can see we're starting to get what we want. One on each line. That's what we want, baby. Okay, so let's go ahead. BR. BR. Okay, and then actually I did not want to put my end block quote there. I wanted to put it at the end of the poem. So I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to do that there. Now I'm going to in a second here we're going to see this. I definitely won't be passing cards. That's going to be a problem here. Let's save it. Actually it's not, but let's do things right. So what we need to do is, since we have this here, I saw Burma shaped style signs on the side of the road. We're actually going to go ahead and do a close P for that. Okay, that's the end of a paragraph because we're going with a block quote. And then I want to have a beginning P here. I definitely won't be passing any cars. So let's see what that looks like. The reason we're doing that is like if you don't have, see, and it doesn't even change. With different browsers, like they're all going to do that differently. Okay, so the reason why we added that extra code there, even though you can't tell the difference in Safari, it's just good practice to make sure your code does that. Okay, that it's specifying step by step how you want it displayed. Okay, it's good practice because when you're making a website, you're going to be making this website to be displayed on many different types of browsers. It could be Chrome, Opera, Safari, Firefox, many different ones. And they all display the code differently. So in this case, we want to be very specific, okay? So that's why we added the closed paragraph there and the open paragraph there, and we put the closed paragraph there, okay? So anyways, that's how block quotes and quotes work. The main difference between the two is, see how it sort of broke out, okay? And it broke out of where the rest of the text is, okay? So that's what we got at that one. I wish you the best of